Hello, Trent Dr. Waymire. This is my 7th playing video. I'm going to start with some quarter notes. Sorry, not quarter notes, whole notes. 8 counts each, 4 counts in between. And right now I have my stand at eye level, which is where I want my beginners. And if my students were having an issue of having the stand too low, I just simply have them raise it up to eye level so they can see the conductor and be able to watch music at the same time. Alright, to talk about that, I would say my tone on that was pretty good, except towards the end. I was running out of air, so I started going flat. At one point, the end of that, I tried to go for the low note, and at first it sounded really good, but when I tried to maintain that same volume, it just didn't work all the way through. So one thing I could work on is my air pacing, the beginnings of notes, and also just overall not having a blasting tone. I mean, yeah, trombone does require a lot of air, but not enough to where you're making the bow really ring. So to fix it with my beginners, I would, one, have them make sure they're set before they play. Two, what I would do is I'd make sure that they're pushing consistent air all the way through and not just expending all of it at one time. Like when you pop a balloon, all of it happens at one time. But when you blow a balloon up, it's continuous motion of air and it expands. And that's what needs to happen when you play through your instrument. If I had to talk about my breathing, I would say my breathing was pretty good. I would try to make it a little, not little, but less noisier, because noisier means more tension in your throat. So for my beginners, what I would do is I would have them just open up and explain there are 3 parts to a really good breath, and really just make sure they understand that they need to breathe deep, and not so much from the chest. Okay, and now I'm going to play my 5 scales. We start with B flat. Okay, next one is going to be C major. Try that one more time. Alright, next one's going to be F major. And the last one's going to be, the next one's going to be G major. Okay. Next one's gonna be A minor. Let me try that one time. Okay, so if I had to critique all of those scales, I would say the first portion of the scales were better. It was just a lot better. Slide accuracy was better. There was a lot more note accuracy was better. Slide accuracy was better, and the notes were better. As I went on, I noticed that I wasn't exactly hitting all the pitches exactly right. Like some of the like even tonic on one of the scales, what didn't go all the way through. Like A, the first time I did it, I didn't start on A. I started on another note. And then when I went back down, I realized, oh wait, no, this isn't right. So I had to do it again. Right, I would have to say that scales can be kind of tricky because I'm not sure of the articulation. Because I know some scales you tongue up, slur down, but I'm not exactly sure how trombone slurred down. I kind of tried it a little bit, and it just sounded really mushy. I started getting a lot of other notes that I just really didn't want. So it's, I don't know, it's just weird. If I had to critique anything, I would say my posture through all that was really good. If my students did not have a good posture, I would simply have them kind of raise their shoulders up, pretend they had a little string above their head, pull up, and then just have them kind of set their body down, but keep their head up. And that should just lengthen their spine a little bit and give them a lot better posture. Um, I would say there really wasn't right. The point right now really wasn't rhythm. It was just getting the notes to speak in the correct order and just get the accuracy there. Um, I will say that I would probably put a rhythm to this, something very very simple, especially for trombones that are just now learning, like maybe metronome equals like 50 or something like that, just one note at a time. I know we're older, so we're going a lot faster, but my students, I wouldn't go this fast with them and have them do like 5 scales after about a month of playing. We'd probably still be doing maybe 1 or 2 scales and really making sure they have the notes and learning all these notes. Okay, so next I'm going to do Hot Cross Buns, which is number 16. Let me empty out this water too. Okay, if I talk about that one, I would say that I try to be as musical as I can. The note accuracy was a lot better, it only being 3 different notes. Um, Slot positions are really well. Going up that scale, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, which is what I try to do there. So I try to do a crescendo going up the scale a little bit there. Then as I went down, crescendo into the last note to give it a little bit more musicality. Moving on, number 17, which is Au Clair de la Lune. So it's on B flat. So the note first. Make sure this is, and also my slide is not in the right place. There we go. Alright, that should fix a lot more things. Which brings to that thing, it means my intonation was really off, and I didn't notice, and that is a big problem on trombone. Big problem not on trombone, big problem with me. I should have been able to hear that it was just really badly out of tune, and I just didn't. So intonation wise, I just need to keep my ears open more and really like sit down with a drone and really hear the notes in tune and practice going there. I would say that this is going to change a lot because being able to hear the notes in the correct place is really important for trombone, considering how literally we have all the notes in front of us and we just have to be able to put the notes in the right spot. So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Au clair de la lune. That's even better. Now to talk about that one, I would say that I try to make it a 4-measure phrase each time. The breath in the beginning could have been a lot better, but the breaths I took afterwards kind of let me be able to do the dynamics that I did towards the end. So the same thing I did in the number 16. I tried to crescendo up the scale to kind of give it a little bit, the note some direction, and then as I went down, I would try to crescendo towards the end. But on the end of the note, I did a decrescendo to kind of give that note a little bit of a ring to it. So the next one I'm going to do is lightly row, and before this introduces a new note that I haven't played before, but one that the kids would probably have seen before, which is E flat. And what I would do is I would most likely just point that note out again, have them finger it, have them sing it, and just really like point out like, okay, you have an E flat in this measure, E flat in this measure, and maybe we'd read it. We'd read the measures with the E flats first, and then we'd go back in and just play the entire thing and do it that way. Okay, so this is lightly row number A. Okay, if I had to critique that one, I would say lightly row went pretty well. I tried to do dynamics where I could. Once again, crescendoing, not really so much up the scale, but up to the top note where I thought the high point of the phrase was. And then when I had an arpeggio, I would make sure my air would go all the way to the top of the arpeggio. And then when we had the drop of a fifth at the end between the F and the B flat, I really make sure that B flat was the same volume as my F. And that's pretty much it. And then the next one I'm going to do, I'm going to do King Wenceslas. Starts on E flat, so it'll be this note. Okay, talk about this one. I would say everything went pretty well except the last 2 measures. So it's C. So the substitution would be 6 1 6 4 3, and just me having to do 6 6 1 6 1 4 3 kind of messes me going all the way out to 6 and having to come in pretty quick to the 1 there. So slide speed is a thing that I can improve on there. Then also talking about some other things, I would maybe make some more of the phrase, and with my students I can make this into probably like a little round, and maybe do like a little solo section for some of the students. That way they feel like, oh, okay, they want to show off what they can do and stuff like that. After they come home and learned it, they can maybe do some improv with this as well. I think we did in class yesterday. I like that a lot. Like maybe subdivide the half notes and make them quarters, or just type of improv. I think so anyway. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna do Merrily We Roll Along. And in this one, really it's just making the notes speak and the phrase just happen.